Welcome. This is RiaTalk for real people, where we're always keeping it real about real life. And here's your host, Maria.
Hola. Hello, hello, hello. Ciao. Welcome, welcome to Real Talk for real people. Are you ready to get real? If you are, let's talk.
I'm ready to get real because this topic is interesting and it's good because I kind of stumbled upon this. It's rare that I come with topics to talk about to discuss with you. But I was listening to one of my favorite morning shows, The Breakfast Club, and they had someone on there that I know you and I both regard very highly, Iyanla Van Sant. And she was talking about her podcast, the
Factor.
the R Factor. Thank you. And while I respect you know, Iyanla Van Sant very much, I was
Well,
interested to
I
know.
respect, I want to correct that. I respect what she's done in the past, but it's now what we're getting ready to discuss. I don't know what to make of it. I didn't know
I
it
don't know
was
what to make of that interview
I
either.
don't know what to make of it. And if this is who she really is, I can't respect that. I can't respect. Go ahead. I will we'll go on from there in a minute. I go back to what I can't respect.
I was just saying that this interview was interesting. It was interesting. It was enlightening. It was enlightening and knowing the speaker and the author Iyanla Van Sant. And I just wanted to bring it to you, bring it to the tape, bring it to Rhea Talk, like how they bring it to the red table, and let's talk about it. Because I didn't really know Iyanla Van Sant. A lot of her feelings and stances on position. So let's get into it. This interview was really something.
Yeah, it really surprised me that uh uh an educated black woman and a woman that has talked about relationship years ago, many years. I've been following Iyanla Van Sant for many years, and I've admired her in the past. But I tell you what, I don't admire her anymore after hearing what she had to say at the Breakfast Club about women, specifically about black women. I'm like, first TD now is Iyanla Van Sant. How horrible! Some of the things you heard her say.
So some of the things, let's start on a positive side before we really get into the nitty gritty. Some of the things that I did agree with her about, she was talking about her podcast, The R Factor, which is about relationships, particularly giving relationship advice to Black women and women of color. The things that I did agree with her about was a lot of relationships are based are on trauma, and I believe that that is true.
And what does that mean? I don't know. I don't know. What does that mean?
I feel like a lot of people.
I'm gonna be interrupting you a lot because um, as a lawyer and Iyanla Van Sant is a lawyer also. Um, but so this is my position. Once a person, for example, this is an analogy. Once a person lies and they have been impeached, you got to question anything they said previous to that as to whether it is the truth. And now I got to question so many things about Iyanla that I guess some things I didn't even consider. Let me give you my credentials. Besides being a lawyer, I've been married for 39 years to the same man. I think that gives me some credibility about relationships and about husband-wife relationship, man-woman relationship. I am the 3 of 10 children, lived the whole time with my family. So I know something about people and relationships, sibling relationships, friendships. And I'm just saying, I always have to question people. Like, if you tell me about rearing children, you don't have a child. I'm like, hold up, Mamacita. Hold up, Mamacita. When you there's a theory of how to raise children, and there's actually raising children, the practicality of raising children. You may have these educated academic theories, but when those of us that's been in the arena of child rearing, in relationship with a husband for 30 or some more years, we know the reality of relationships. And some of the things I heard Iyanla Van Sant say about women and black women, she said this. She said, men and women are men in skirts. How horrible and anti-woman, anti-black woman for you to say such a thing. I don't care what she had said she was doing. Iyanla fixed my relationship. I'm just basing it on what she said. If you say women are just men in skirts, how we carry ourselves, what happened to femininity? She started talking about femininity. Listen, young lady, femininity is a culture construct. God said, the God I believe in the Bible, I believe in God, I believe God said, let us make man. That means humans into our own image, into our own likeness. So anything about femininity, the Bible doesn't talk about femininity and masculinity. He said, let us make man. Like a man can't cry. Oh, how about a soft man? How about a hard woman? A woman got these masculine traits. What are masculine traits? You know what? When God made humans, when God made man and woman, they're going to be the same if you go to Asia, if you go to Europe, if you go to Australia, if you go to Africa. Humans going to bleed red blood. A woman's going to generally get her period unless there's something going on. A man's going to have some testosterone, probably more proportionally more than women. Every human has some testosterone. Every man has some estrogen. My whole point being, though, there's some things that makes us uniquely human. Now, these social constructs called, okay, in what we can consider masculinity in America may be different than what they can consider masculinity in Asia, in Africa, or even in certain other countries where Europe and America are so similar, especially Western Europe. And but my whole point is what the society at a certain period of time has deemed to be femininity and masculinity, and women wearing dress. Iyanla, what does a dress or a skirt got to do with a woman being female?
So I think I want to just interject just a little bit because some people have not heard this interview. And I just want to give a little bit of insight into it.
Okay,
Iyanla was talking about what Charlemagne had asked her, what does she think about the current dating situation? And then that's when she said, women need to get it together, especially our Black women. That's how she started it. Then, second of all, she started talking about like how Black women we haven't been able to live in our femininity. Basically, we are a lot of Black women are men in skirts, and that when the boyfriend or your husband comes home, they're basically being with they're meeting another male. Then she went on to proceed to say that it's because of the failed patriarchy. The patriarchy, the old guard, is dying out, and women are having to be in these male roles. And that is why we are having issues with, that's why the dating is so horrible right now, because women are being men. And then she went on to continue. This is a long
Okay.
interview, but she went on
Yeah,
to
this is
continue.
long because I want to interject before I forget some of my thoughts.
Go
Let's
ahead.
go back to her first point that you said,
Hmm.
because we're gonna start talking about Black women, particularly that she has uh offended us. She has offended me as a Black woman, and I can't speak for all Black women. I believe all Black women who are like-minded. Some people have not been developed enough to know who they are. You were born a female. You are always a female.
That part.
Females are differently. Females are different. Now, some people would consider me very feminine, but that's what the culture says. I am what I like to call a crybaby. Some people may even call me an empath because I'm very compassionate and sympathetic towards people. People consider that a feminine trait. I don't consider that a feminine trait. All humans should cry. That's why God gave you tear ducts. That's why God gave you the ability to cry. Because sometimes we just need to cry it out, whether we be male or female, and we don't have to acting feminine because he got human feelings that God created man after his own image. When I said man, I mean humans. The humans have the ability to cry. Humans have the ability to feel compassion. That is not unique to female. That should be unique to humans. And like you said, Sojourner Truth, she needs to go back and read the book about Sojourner Truth. Ain't I a woman? I bear 16 children. People trying to call Sojourner Truth masculine. She said, I bear 16 children and picked cotton in those cotton fields. But ain't I a woman? She bled red blood and had those kids, but she did what she had to do. And if she had not have done it, we wouldn't have a lot of people free. And we most certainly wouldn't have a lot of black, Negro, colors, whatever you want to call us, at whatever stage of development we were and are in America. Ain't I a woman? Ain't I human? Shouldn't humans cry? Shouldn't humans feel compassion? Should humans feel happiness, joy, laughter? Don't, Iyanla, try to make black women. We got enough people tearing down black women, and it hurts my soul. I once heard Madeleine Albright say, there's a special place in hell for women who don't support other women. We bear the burden for over 400 years of the black race as a black woman. And I'm going to say it as Sojourner Truth, ain't I a woman? I still have to bring home the bacon, fried up in a pan, and then we got to still let you know we're a woman? Why should I have to let you know I'm a woman? You should already know that. Why do I have to always defend the fact that I am a woman? I don't want to be a lady, because a lady needs somebody to help her do this, help her do that. All humans need somebody to help them to do something. This includes men. Men can't do it all. And it's a shame that we would put so much of a burden on men that we have expectation. Oh, he's my knight in shining armor. We put burden on men that they can't even bear up, that no human can bear up. Marriage is about interdependence. It's not about being dependent on a man. It's not being Miss Independence. It's about interdependence. The two becoming one. Where my husband may be strong, I may be weak, and where he's weak, I am strong. He's not strong in every area. I always tell people, if God wanted me to be submissive to a man, a human, he would have made me retarded where I would stay a child. But people have misunderstood the scripture, and they are constantly injuring women, especially the black woman. And I can never and will never respect anybody or anything that oppress women and oppress me as a black woman. Am I proud that through slavery, through rape and molestation, my female ancestors survived and even thrived and allowed a little poor black girl like me to go to law school, graduate law school, and have an opportunity to enjoy things of America that other people enjoy, non-black? Should I be ashamed as a Black woman that I had the fortitude to fight through being a, I'm not a single mother, never have been, but I mean for those that have, that they did that. And girl, you did that. Be proud of yourself. You don't have to care about what women haters, Black women haters. You know why so many people started hating Black women? Because we are the #1 college graduates in America. Thank you, Black girl. You go, Black girl magic. Don't be ashamed. I applaud you. I celebrate you. Go ahead.
You always get so passionate, and I just want to kind of
Yeah.
bring it right back, which I love, by the way. I love that you're passionate about this. I agree with you. Like I said, I had known about Iyanla Van Sant through you, and I've heard and seen and watched a few of her shows, but I can't say that I've been like a follower of her. But I was really taken aback by what she was saying because I just felt like, first of all, there's nothing wrong. I come from the spirit of cooperation, and the fact that she was saying that, it did sound very much like it's the Black woman's fault for why there's a disconnect and a dysfunction in the dating scene right now. And I
Or
just
even
feel
in the marriage scene. See, she doesn't talk about, let's talk about your marriage. I think each individual, adult people, humans, whether you male or female, must take personal responsibility for the part you play in your life. Whether you want to be married or single or whatever. If you want to be married, you are the marrying kind. I wrote a book called The Marrying Kind. I am the marrying kind. But guess what? You are the marrying kind too, if you want to be. And we must take the way we succeed, the way Black women have succeeded, and are going on, because we're taking first personal accountability for our education, for our finances, and we're growing. We're open to keep growing. Now that second point she made, what was that second point she said? I
well,
want to address that.
she made a lot of points, but I think
What's the second thing that you wrote?
I'm not sure which point you're talking about. I said love based in trauma, and I said giving away our dignity too soon.
Okay.
And then
Okay, she said love based on trauma.
right, but
What does that? Go ahead.
I don't think that's the point you're referring to. I don't
No,
think so. And
no.
then
Let's just talk about each point she made that you wrote down.
well,
So
what
you said you kind of agree with her. Let's
yeah.
talk about it.
Okay, I agree. Let's go to giving away dignity too soon. While I am very progressive and I believe in a woman's sexuality and however she wants to express that sexuality, because I am a true millennial, I believe you should have that right to do. If you want to sleep with the man, you sleep with the man. But I do feel like if you're looking for a true relationship, that maybe you are giving away your dignity a little too soon. I think maybe you should just kind of hold back a little bit. And I think that in today's
What is dignity? What does dignity and
okay,
sex
give away the
have to do
cootie cat.
together?
Could get you giving away the
But
cootie cat too
so your
quick.
cootie cat, it means your dignity.
I mean, I feel like why she said she chose the word dignity as opposed to just like your little cootie cat is because there's so much tied to that. Like I feel like when a
See,
lot
and
of
that's the problem, and hence the problem that you are correlating your dignity as a human. See, they're trying to make they have made traditionally women feel like, oh, my cootie cat is so special. Your cootie cat is no more special than my son's penis.
facts.
And your dignity should be placed not in the cootie, but in your self-worth, who you are as a complete, the totality of who you are, what you bring to the table of the world, of America, being a good citizen of America, being a good citizen of the world, not in how valued your cootie is. That's
I
just a
agree with
part of who
that.
you are. That is not all of who you are. And excuse me, when you say giving away your dignity, you give away your dignity my thought on dignity is what I value, my self-worth, my humanity. That's all about dignity. My ability to take care of myself, not to be a beggar. One of my mantras say, I always say beggars can't be choosy, but I pay my way in this world. See, that helps me with my dignity. I pay my way in this world so I can make some choices because I'm not a beggar. That is part of your dignity. I always say poor the people, and I always try to help the homeless because I can only imagine when you have to have your hand out asking people for something, you're taking away your dignity. But when you work for what you want, you're building your self-esteem. Is helping you with your dignity. Your dignity is defining who am I as a person. It has to do with your integrity, the things you do for yourself, the things you do for your community, the things you do for your family. You can't take away my dignity because the greatest love of all is learning to love yourself. And I want to say to my Black sisters and to Black women, don't let what Iyanla said take away your dignity. Your dignity is not in your cootie cat, it's in your humanity. I'm sorry. Go on.
I think that's an interesting point. You're right that, and which is why I am also pro, women being, however they want to express their sexuality, because right, yourself and your worth is not wrapped up in that. So that was a good point, that counterpoint to that. I didn't think of it that way. But
But don't go to another place because I want to really be specific to people that, unlike you, I know this is gonna sound old fashioned, but I believe even if we don't do as the scripture has told us to behave as single people, as married people, the Bible is always right. So I subscribe to what the Bible tells us, which I know most of us, uh, for various reasons, we don't subscribe to it. But I believe that it's the right thing to do as far as with sexuality, whatever God has told us to do, whether we do it or not, it doesn't make it wrong, right. I mean, wrong. Every word of God is true, and it's written for our benefit to help us throughout life. And she said, back to women giving away their dignity. I want women to know you haven't given away your dignity, and don't define yourself about with uh your cootie cat, your boobs, your butt. None of that. You are a complete and whole human being. So I'm gonna move on from the dignity part because I know we only got a limited amount of time.
we are actually over time, but I wanted to say that I think, that's the kind of message that needs to be put out there, because in our current society, in pop culture, a lot of things are driven, like even in our music, that, the power's in the P, and women have so much power between their legs and blah, blah, blah. And I just think that, if people heard that type of message, maybe things could be more realigned, what you're saying, that
Right.
your little cootie cat is just your physiology. That is not where your value lies. And I think that's what a lot of
Exactly.
people are missing. A lot of young girls are missing, and that's what they lead with. And I think, like, like hearing it, like how you said it, I love how you're putting it, and I guess I'm not going to put words into Iyanla's mouth, but I think if you guys were probably in the room together, she would probably agree with you with saying that that's what she's talking about, because a lot of girls today tie their identity and tie their dignity up into their JJs. And you're saying don't do that, because then you won't feel like you're giving away your dignity.
I'm
And
saying that is not dignity. That
right,
is you you misunderstand what dignity is.
correct.
Dignity can never be in your cootie cat.
Right.
or in any of your sexual reproductive organs. It's up there in that brain of yours, in your head. That is where
Exactly.
your dignity is. And I want one last thing I want to leave the listening audience with is that, as especially for Black women, I'm on a weight loss journey. And many people talk about how good they're going to feel when they lose weight, or when they, if I had bigger boobs, I had a bigger butt. I already feel good about myself. It has nothing to do with my weight. Why I want to lose weight. I want to lose weight to be healthy, to live a good life, to be well, to thrive in my health. And so many girls are getting surgeries, procedures to get big boobs, big butt, whatever. Learning to love yourself is, I know I can't sing, but I still love it. Learn to love yourself, and it has nothing to do with how big your butt is, how big your lips are, how long your hair are, your lashes, your weave, your butt. You are good just as God made you. If you want to enhance, I'm not talking about that tonight. I'm just saying, know that your dignity is up in your brain and what you do with your brain. That is the dignity. How you allow people to treat you. That is your dignity. It's not based on the cootie.
Well, there was much more to this interview. It was an hours long interview. It was a very lengthy interview, so we couldn't possibly get it in the 25 or 26 minutes that we have our podcast. But I just wanted to bring it to the Real Talk table and see what your thought was on it. She had also a lot of different thoughts. She kind of spent off into polygamy and like I told you, patriarchy and women with men energy. It was, if you haven't seen the interview, go check it out. And let's start a discussion in the comments because this was an interesting interview. Are there any last words that you wanted to leave with the listening audience?
Yes, there's no such thing as men energy. You can have some positive energy or negative energy. A men energy. Do not believe. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Don't drink the Iyanla Kool-Aid. Do not drink the Iyanla Kool-Aid. There is no such thing as men energy or women energy. Uh, you are who you are. Human. Positive. Let's say positive. Learning to love yourself again. That's positive. And that's what I want Black women to know. They may write you down in history's book and try to make you ashamed. But as Maya Angelou said in her poem, still I rise. Rise, my Black sisters, all my sisters, females, rise, especially God's least children. And it sounds like it's a Black woman. I love you, my Black sisters. I love, love, love you. And you are great just as you are. Mwah!
Okay, well, that's it for RiaTalk. Please leave your compliments and your comments below or on our Instagram page at RiaRealTalk. We're growing, guys. You can find this podcast on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeart, Radio podcast platforms. Just search for RiaTalk Podcast. Lastly, please like, follow, subscribe, and share our YouTube channel, RiaTalk, and we will see you next week.